So next, I'm going to call up Melissa Tori.
Two-ton Tori, it can run. Two-ton Tori, it can run. Those were the chants I heard in 6th grade PE as I approached the start line. I can still remember the kid's name who started it all. I was so mad. I took off running and I beat the fastest kid in class. I won that race. But after school, there was no celebration because my reality was this. My home was empty, belonging felt impossible, joy was non-existent, and love felt unsafe. Back then, food is how I survived. Food didn't yell or leave or ask questions. It was constant. By the time I was an adult, I had turned eating into my identity. No life partner, no kids of my own. Family came with terms attached. All I had was work, food, sleep, repeat. I remember thinking, this must be my lot in life. Some people are put on this earth to suffer so others won't have to. And I truly believed that. But the truth was, I didn't know how to take care of myself unless I was taking care of someone else. And I certainly didn't know how to say no to anything. And I want to remind you all right now that no is a complete sentence. Everything changed the day after Christmas in 2014. I was sitting home alone at 10:30 in the morning on the couch with a half a gallon of ice cream in my lap, eating it straight out of the carton and pouring chocolate syrup on top. I stopped and said, "What are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? If you don't stop, you will be dead before you're 50. I got up and poured the rest down the drain.
Yeah.
And then I found a woman on Instagram who lost 180 pounds naturally. And I immediately said, well, if she can do that, so can I. And in that moment, I made a decision to take back my life.
Yeah.
What if the thing that you've been waiting for is actually waiting on you? Once I started showing up for myself, I didn't stop. A coworker invited me to train, run a half marathon. And 265-pound me said yes. Because of course, if I trained and ran this race, I would lose 100 pounds and all my problems would be solved, right? I was the slowest in the training group, the largest by far, the most insecure for sure, but I kept showing up. And 6 months later, I completed a half marathon in 4 hours and 34 minutes. I lost exactly 0 pounds the entire time. I did gain something though. Confidence, grit, fortitude. A knowing that I could do hard things even when those closest to me were telling me not to. Most importantly, I proved to myself that I was worthy of showing up for. And from that day on, I started choosing differently. Little shifts, no fast food, meal prep instead of takeout, walking instead of binging, consistency instead of chaos. Each time I chose a better habit, I was loving myself a little bit more. And I was choosing joy, whether I realized it or not. Now, what if joy isn't something that you earn, but it's something you allow? Life happens though, doesn't it? In the midst of this journey, I was also the primary caregiver to my mother. And elder care is not for the faint of heart. And on May 18th, 2020, I watched my mother take her last breath. A loss like that changes you. For me, it was the first time in my life that I had nowhere to be and no one to take care of other than myself. Mom used to say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And I think about that often, how even in her darkest times, she truly believed that you don't give up. That's why I am who I am. I don't give up because of her. Last year, I nervously stood on this stage and proudly announced that I had lost 130 pounds naturally. Acknowledging that I had more to go, reminding myself and everyone here that the number on the scale does not define who we are and that every version of ourselves is worthy of love. And today, I can tell you this, I have lost 195 pounds. And I'm done. Now it's all about growth. And on February 14th in 2026, on the 10-year anniversary of my first race, I'm running another one. And not to prove anything, but just to see how far I've come. This time it's about power, strength, and peace. It's my way of declaring, I did it. I took back my life. I never gave up, and I never will. On this journey, I lost so much more than the physical weight of a 6-foot man. I lost the silence required to keep the peace, being everything to everyone but myself, a lifetime of generational trauma that wasn't mine to carry, the need to be physically large in order to take up space and feel seen, and burning myself out to feel loved. And that happened because I made a choice. I chose to live and not slowly kill myself with food, to be happy when I was sad, to heal what broke me and not stay stuck, and to never give up no matter how hard it got. If you knew that showing up for yourself today could save your life, would you do it? Because that's what I did. I chose to show up for myself and my goals every single day, and I still do. And I want you to know something. If I can run a race weighing 265 pounds and then do it again after shedding almost 200, if I can rebuild my life at 44 and realize my goal at 55, if I can start over again and again and again, choosing joy along the way, you can too. Because every time we decide to show up for ourselves, we are choosing joy. And when you choose joy, joy finds you. And that might be the most powerful decision you'll ever make. Thank you.